There are many who believe Australia needs to come thundering back on all cylinders. The loss of our car manufacturing sector has left people scratching their heads, considering it thrived for decades and amassed a cult following. Countries as diverse as Vietnam, Ghana and Turkey are ramping up their auto manufacturing efforts. Australia is a curious outlier as a developed country shutting down its car making sector. We are missing out. The purpose of this exercise is to start a national discussion about the idea of a new Australian car platform. There are a few companies already trying to make this happen. All of these efforts so far are great, and some have even started to bear fruit. But none, it's fair to say, aim to capture the passion and build on the history of Australian-made car culture the way this project aims to do. If someone is going to have a go, it must be competitive on the world stage, unencumbered by the decisions of a foreign-owned multinational. Why shouldn't Australia be at the cutting edge of automotive engineering design? In this day and age, electrification is an essential part of any new car platform. The SMJ platform can accommodate up to 150 kilowatt hours in batteries, competitive with the Lucid Air or Tesla Model S Plaid. By 2024, Bloomberg forecasts battery costs to plummet to $100 per kilowatt hour, or Australian $125, meaning a 60 kilowatt battery pack would amount to $7,500 of the vehicle cost. Therefore, we believe a 60 kilowatt hour car with a range of around 450 kilometres could be feasible for the $35,000 mark. Electric models would capitalise on Australia's vast lithium reserves while providing an avenue for research. Although the world is moving towards full electrification, with many countries phasing out internal combustion by the 2030s, fossil fuel propulsion still has a part to play until then. Emissions requirements are becoming oppressive for the conventional motor, but recent developments mean every last drop of efficiency can be squeezed out before it becomes extinct. With packaging focused on electric drivetrains, internal combustion equipped models would have to occupy a much smaller portion of the car than normal. To get around this, the SMJ engine and transmission are packaged east-west as in a front-wheel drive car, but a transfer case diverts drive to the rear wheels via a prop shaft. This layout means there is no need for a space-consuming transmission hump in the floor pan. Another benefit is cab-forward proportions that mimic the world's best hypercars. In order to spin off as many derivatives as possible, panel and part sharing would be essential. Think of Volkswagen's MQB or Toyota's TNGA as benchmarks. Automation would also play a key role, with this platform serving as a hub for local self-driving research. The main arterial roads of Australia, such as the Hume, the Great Northern Highway in WA and the Pacific Highway of New South Wales, would be uploaded into the car's brain before self-learning makes its way into our urban centres. There has been a lot of competition for this title, but we think we've come up with a real contender here. This interior, visualised by the B&B design team, imagines Transcal premium materials offering the best textures and materials from a homegrown company. Go to your local RSL or sports club and you'll be mesmerised by state-of-the-art poker machines with giant cascading screens. Since a lot of these are made in Western Sydney, it's not inconceivable that an interior with screens of this magnitude could be built right here. In autonomous mode, occupants are treated to a visual massage with live streaming of the Great Barrier Reef and satellite feeds from space. Other tranquil, 8K definition backgrounds can be selected too, depending on your mood. All vehicles are available as mild hybrid, range extender and full electric vehicle. Additionally, all models come with the ability to be plugged in at the wall. Every car is available as full electric or with an advanced internal combustion engine. We believe 6s and 8s can still play a role in this new world. They just need to be optimised to within an inch of their lives. In a hybrid vehicle, an internal combustion engine only needs to be on a portion of the time. A V8 that only works a quarter of the time will only have a quarter of the emissions and a quarter of the fuel usage of a traditional V8. The role it plays will be determined by legislation, and it can be supplemented with a commensurate amount of battery technology. Since we're heading towards the end of days for combustion engines, we are ensuring these engines have the best possible valve train technology to keep the heart of the car alive for as long as possible. Camless Technology is employed in this exercise for the pursuit of getting the most possible power and efficiency. A 2-litre inline-6 and 4-litre V8 are selected for this purpose, all naturally aspirated for purity of sound and response. Engine derivatives include hydrogen, camless, and floating piston design, which serves as a freestanding generator. You can read more about this in the article in the description below. Transmissions include either a 12-speed automatic or a 12-speed manual. If this makes your arms tired just thinking about it, fear not. It is a normal 6-speed manual with a switch that can turn on a second range of gears, effectively giving 12 forward ratios. The bread and butter of the range, the Albatross is an affordable, entry-level suitable for police and taxi fleets as well as private buyers with its captivating design. As an entry point, the Albatross is all about volume, durability and practicality. The spirit of the AU Falcon is conjured here, robust longevity and ease of maintenance with suspension and engine components designed to last up to 1,000,000 kilometres with minimal maintenance. The Albatross comprises high-strength steel construction but meets all regulatory requirements with a 360-degree camera array and well-tuned safety systems. Suspension is simple McPherson strut at the front with a live rear axle at the rear. Bulk if you will, but this setup can be made to handle quite well and has less moving parts to last for the aforementioned goal of 1,000,000 kilometres. Finding the aggression and performance up to 11, the Eviscerator continues the tradition of aggressive Aussie sports sedans with eye-searing colours and wild body additions. Carbon fibre adorns the structure and exterior. A manual version is available too, but with an electric motor to handle heavy traffic duties. Aluminium racing-derived suspension produced with 3D printing and generative AI technology gives it the best handling potential possible. The manual version aims to infuse the joys of raw analog driving with the most up-to-date technology in perfect harmony. Carbon fibre is used for firewall reinforcement, cross members, subframes and roof structure. The Echelon is not a semi-luxury car like the Holden Calais or Ford Fairmont Ghia were. This is a far more ambitious moonshot aimed at tempting a cross-section of buyers as diverse as Tesla Model S and Maserati Ghibli. Tourbillon clocks on the dash and the finest quality materials possible position the Echelon as one of the world's best luxury cars and a disruptive force in a familiar-looking prestige market. Ghost Gum wood grain and air suspension are other appointments which aim to give the Echelon a world-beating confidence with a uniquely Australian flair. No new Aussie car range would be complete without a ute. It was invented here after all. Buying preferences has shifted to dual cab 4x4 style utilities such as the Ford Ranger and Toyota Hilux. The dual cab SMJ ute pictured here aims to combine car-like sportiness and styling with the attributes pickup customers love. Petrol and electric drivetrains are available with best-in-class 4-ton towing capacity to grab attention. Mining businesses and construction contracts would be aggressively targeted to make sure this is a viable business case for the long term. We've also included a single cab Maloo style sports ute because, well, it would be rude not to. The harsh reality of today's market is that if you don't have an SUV in your lineup, then you're not in with a fighting chance to capture a meaningful slice. Here, Naish's vision maintains a lot of the panels used on the sedan range to save costs. Ford's territory was lauded for sharing parts and platform with the Falcon. This takes that idea to another level. Key to its success would be the ability to cover small, medium and large segments with 5 and 7 seat options across the board. Maximum space utilisation and practicality would mark this out as a true Aussie innovation. Every BMW 535D or Chrysler 300 SRT police car is a moving reminder that we used to make our own police cars. Surely we could make one that costs less than a BMW. The durable Albatross serves as an inexpensive and robust platform for a freeway chaser, but the Eviscerator donates its engine and suspension package to ensure the baddies can't get away. Whilst the Falcon and Commodore clung on after their respective cancellation in the market, We need another local to get us excited about racing again. A racing version of the Eviscerator can be compatible with the control chassis currently used in V8 supercars, as well as an electric-only racing series such as Electric GT, where Tesla competes. What's more, the dual-cab ute would fulfill the super ute side of things quite well. In 1998, a consortium led by the CSIRO developed the Access Australia concept. It was very ambitious, illustrating what Australian engineers were capable of at the time. A synergy of this kind would help bring this lofty vision to reality. The dream team of ANCAP, CSIRO, and several engineering firms and motoring bodies would give this car the world-beating credentials it deserves. It would also help fast-track hurdles such as crash testing, ESP calibration, and make development less expensive, not a billion-dollar affair like the VE Commodore of 2006. A guaranteed captive market would be in place if the government was to reinstate local-only policy for police, government and fleet. Incentives for buying locally made would also help. Obviously, economic stimulus measures would be the most helpful, with caveats applied to ensure this project stood on its own 2 feet after one round of funding. Failing that, it would all be down to the private sector to make it happen on this scale. I'm sure we'll all agree it would be great to see a local car again, made using our abundant local resources. Although Australian engineers were famous for producing fantastic cars on a shoestring budget, the idea of this project is large in scope and it would require a lot more to implement as a whole. Blue sky optimism? Definitely, but Australians have historically been renowned for that, and it has sparked some of our greatest innovations. Having a functional car industry would create thousands of jobs and put Australia at the pinnacle of automotive development where it belongs. It would send a message that we are back, better than ever. Not only that, we have made a potential world beater that deserves to be made into a reality. All it needs now is someone to back it. A huge thank you to Naish Chapman for bringing this dream to life.